Friends, in this short presentation, we are going to bring out some important points, understanding of which can form a solid base for the proper development of your children. In this video, we will understand how a parent could develop their child using the methods of silence and meditation. Children are a mystery product of heavens. They represent eternity, where forms and boundaries, beginnings and ends, ups and downs are meaningless.
Their fullness is evident in peace, love, non-judgment and allowing. This great treasure, however, gets drained down slowly as the children start getting older and older. Nature makes pure, immaculate children to be born on earth. In the heart of a child, there is purity, and it is this pure divine love and acceptance that is the ticket to the kingdom of heaven.
It's an agony, however, that they do not bring any user manual with them. More or less empathy, parents, teachers, and elders become their only user manual. Like innocent, tiny, and loving dolls, the newlyborns are ready to learn from their elders.
Any language, eat any diet, speak harsh or mild tones, and be fearful or courageous,
kind or jealous, sympathetic or revengeful, and so on. The children are born into the world like a beautiful garden which has been sown, but the seed must be nourished and nurtured by the proper environment.
The character, nature, and quality of the model environment determines to an indeterminable degree the character, nature, and quality of the intelligence unfolding in the child. Learning moves from broad generality to fine-tuning.
Despite entering in higher era of magnetism and electricity, there is a lot of confusion prevalent in present-day society. A look at few headlines of daily newspapers will convince you about this confusion.
It is said that true knowledge does not come from learning the rules of grammar, the points of law, math, and science, or even by mastering one or all the many branches of academic learning. True knowledge must be distilled and extracted from life itself.
We need teachers who can guide their students to worldly wisdom. Active expression of virtue give rise to the keenest intelligence. What is needed is a holistic type of education that will take care of the development of almost all the facets of life perfectly, like speaking, listening, seeing, eating, acting, health of body, mind and soul, playing, manners of living, the spiritual potentials, etc.
This would mean developing the whole personality of a child, which includes his intellectual, emotional, social, physical, artistic, creative, and spiritual potentials. It needs focusing attention on the connectedness of a child's mind, body, and spirit to ensure real and authentic developmental opportunities regardless of children's culture, socio-economic background, gender, or age.
The success or failure of children in life will thus depends on elders' own mastery of the knowledge and working hard to educate children in right manner and in right environment.
If schools, parents, and elders work together in a spirit of understanding and cooperation, there would be all kinds of benefits for everyone involved. This applies to all social and economic groups. The National Education Policy 2019 of the Government of India amply recognizes the necessity for high-class education for children between the age of 0 to 6 years and outlines important measures and guidelines to ensure best quality education to children in this age group. The programs that we acquire in the first 6 years shape how we live our life. What parents tell us we become. All of us have received a program that has not been good enough or best that we could be. Thus, we have to make extra efforts to lead really joyful life. The aim of presenting this video is to reach out to the human community through the digital media and bring awareness among parents, teachers, and elders. With this awareness, we request the guardians of children to make efforts with the help of modern facilities like YouTube and Google to understand what practical aspects they should really understand to know what they should do for their children.
We place before them some important learning points exclusively relating to growth of children. Everything in life depends on the education that one receives in life. Right to education is universally the basic human necessity along with food and shelter. The principal educators are elders, teachers, and books. Times are changing. Children are also changing. They are maturing physically more quickly than ever before.
They are under intense pressure from the relentless demands of the digital world and social media. An average college student spends 8 to 10 hours killing time on their cell phones each day. In such students, there is a sort of fear of missing out something, and this leads to depression.
The laws or principles governing human lives on earth neither be taught in educational institutes nor there are any other means to learn them.
Apparently, an individual can do nothing about the way the whole world is working, but if he is willing, he has the power to equip himself with strength and vigor to combat such forces of stresses and strains. When we look at the prevailing stresses and strains in the societies from a broader perspective and go deeper to find out the basic reasons for such happenings, it can be traced that the ignorance about the various principles governing human life on earth and accordingly failure to live our lives in tune with the prevailing cosmic laws of energy linkages is the root cause of all human ills and suffering. Mother's role and responsibilities.
All human beings, men or women, born on the earth through the instrumentality of a mother. A few days after conception, a clump of pulsating cells forms in the embryo, the beginnings of a heart.
The stimulus for development of heart in the uterine infant come from mother's heartbeat. The heartbeats, breathing and general movements of the mother keep the uterine infant in continual gentle movements and sound. This fosters neural development over a broad level.
Thus, the mother becomes the major role model and the caretaker of the infant in her womb. Her feelings, her emotions, behavior work as the environment for the uterine infant.
After birth, nurturing of the infant through milk in her breast ensure her continual contact with the infant. As the child is normally carried by the mother on her left side, this becomes natural home base for the infant's development. This is what mother is doing as the child grows. Thus, intelligent learning begins at birth.
Another interesting aspect of this bonding is that this heart-to-heart communication activates corresponding intelligence in the mother, as well leading to a new sense of personal power, physical strength, and an intuitive knowledge of her child's personal need. These birth intelligences awakened in the mother are not learned nor they can be taught. These are in the nature of a complete wisdom that opens spontaneously. What a gorgeous exchange of the gifts of love between the two great lovers, child and the mother.
Simultaneously with the meeting of the sperm and ova in mother's womb, the soul enters the body from the astral world. Child's body begins to take shape under the guidance of its soul past karmas and the creative energy present all around the child as environment. As the medical scientist Bruce Lipton wrote in his book Biology of Belief, this process is completed in a period of 9 months, and after child's birth in the outer world, he is ready to receive all kinds of training to make his life peaceful, successful, and happy. Calmness and peace are the basic grounds on which the soul works.
If the environment in our home is calm and peaceful, we would be able to provide a solid base for the development of our child. Such environment will constantly keep him receptive to the energies all around.
Development of his various human faculties like seeing, listening, concentration, understanding, eating, assimilating, thinking, acting, etc., will all take place under the guidance of the silent cosmic laws of energy linkages. These are simple facts but must be understood by the parents properly before they decide to give birth to a child. It is a sacred and God bestowed duty of humans to bring children into the world, but at the same time, it carries a huge responsibility from which the parents cannot run away. Joseph Chilton Pearce writes in his book Evolution's End that brain growth spurts in the infant child take place at the following stages: at birth, age 1, age 4, age 6. An 18 months old toddler with a skull only 1/3 the size of an adult's has as many of axon and dendrite connectors and neural fields as an adult brain. An enormous construction job takes place in the first 4 years, and almost 80% of the primary worldview is complete by the end of 4th year.
This shows how important it is to work hard on the proper development of children in these first 4 years. Expose him to the latest inventions of technology in various fields with the help of pictures and material available on YouTube.